Good morning, everyone. I am incredibly excited to be back. We are here in the Pemi Loop wilderness. It is Labor Day weekend. I have 3 days, so we're doing a Pemi Loop. This should be an absolutely amazing hike. I'm super excited. The first half will be exactly the same to what I did with my amazing girlfriend, Anna, this past spring. Maybe I'll put that video up in the cards over here for you guys to see if you haven't checked it out. It's definitely a good one. But I am very excited for this trip. It's been probably 2 months since our Iceland trip, and I've been nursing a broken toe. So very excited to be back out again. On this trip, I do have a couple pieces of new gear that I'm trying out. First of which is a new headlamp by Nightcore, the Nightcore NU25. I took it on a car camping trip, and it was really, really perfect. So I expect nothing less than that today, but we'll see. And then in addition to that, I also have a new fleece layer that I'm trying. It's the Ragged Mountain Equipment Fall Line Hoodie. Grid fleece, just a little over 7 ounces. Has probably a little more spandex content than I would want, which means it's gonna retain more water, take longer to dry, and can feel a little wetter against the skin. But we'll give it a shot and see how it works out. While I'm sitting here eating, I might as well tell you guys about my food. I'm trying something a little bit different this trip. I'm going no cook. So I have just bars, snacks, jerky, peanut butter, or that kind of stuff, you know, no cook, no cold soak. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna mind it, you know, it's a solo trip. It gives me a chance to kind of test myself and see what I'm okay with. I don't know. Don't think I'm gonna mind it, but I'm sure it will make the cheeseburger or whatever I have at the end of this hike taste that much better. Definitely still a little sore. I'm thinking that's hopefully just because maybe the muscles in it haven't been used quite as much since I've been buddy taping it for a while, but I don't know. We will see what happens as we continue on. So I was saying I haven't taken a lot of walking past the camera shots, you know. Now that I'm up on the AT here, there's just a ton of people, no-bos, so-bos, and day hikers too. So just to set up the camera, walk by, go back and get it, it's just gonna kind of aggravate people, I'm sure. So I think, at least for now, I'm not gonna have a whole lot of that kind of footage. It's like a 1 in a million day up here up on Franconia Ridge. I'm sure you guys can tell by the lack of wind noise that obviously it's not windy, which is crazy. Up here on Franconia Ridge, the Forest Service, I guess, puts ridge runners, like they're rangers essentially, who stay up here and try to tell people, you know, like where to go, where not to go, stay between the paths, and you know, rules about stealth camping and protecting your food. and he just mistook me for a thru hiker, so I'm going to take that as a compliment. In addition, he said that there's been a large increase in bear activity here in the Pemi, and they are now actually renting out bear canisters out of the Lincoln Woods Visitor Center. I asked him if they were going to make it required, and of course he said, who knows, but it sounds like if the problems continue to get worse and people continue to not be able to protect their food properly, either whether with a bear hang or an earth sack or using a bear box, it sounds like maybe bear canisters will be required here like they are over in the Adirondack High Peaks region. So I'm coming off the last summit of the day. Just did the whole above tree line section here. It's always a lot of fun, you know, I mean, just the views and the landscape, it's always a lot of fun. But yeah, so I'm coming down off Lafayette now. The only thing left is to descend into the tree line here, make our way over towards Garfield, and then set up camp at the pond there. It is now 3:35. Hoping to get there maybe in an hour or so. It'll be 4:30, kind of going on 5. I think that would be a fine time for me to get to camp. Get hang out, relax, eat, throw my bear line, maybe put on a little movie or something for my phone, and relax. Hopefully maybe I can get in contact with Anna. That would be nice. I miss her very, very much. It's, you know, even though you're doing something that you really, really enjoy, you know, you can't help but think about the one you love and how, you know, you're not doing it together. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys again soon. So as you can tell, we're back below tree line now, coming off of Lafayette down into Garfield. Yeah, it's really quieted down since we left Lafayette, you know, because now it's just people who are doing either the AT or the Loop, you know, real backpackers, not just day hikers. I think I'm going to try to get up at 6 tomorrow so that I can be on the trail by, I don't know, 6:30, 6:45. That way, you know, I should hopefully be able to finish the whole thing tomorrow. That's the goal. Morning, guys. It is 7 o'clock. I got on the trail maybe 20 or so minutes ago. Didn't do a lot of filming last night because I was hiking and then camping with a whole bunch of thru hikers and didn't really want to disturb them. I was kind of just having fun, hearing their stories and whatnot. But up on top of Garfield right now, as you can see, it looks like the inside of a ping pong ball out here. Gonna keep pushing and hopefully make it back to the car today. I'm thinking, since I'm on the trail now, you know, heck, I got 9-10 hours of hiking to get back to the car. So we're gonna see what we can do. So I just came down off the other side of Garfield and filled up some water. On this trip, I'm really experimenting with the only carrying as much water as you need, which has actually worked out really well. And it's played well with the no cook idea, because like last night I didn't need any water, so I didn't filter that pond water, which was gross. Instead I just kind of sipped and saved, and now I had nice clean water here. And then I'll go 2 miles and fill up at Galehead. That I forgot to mention that in addition to some of the new gear that I mentioned earlier, I'm also using a DIY synthetic quilt. It worked quite well last night. The temperature rating was fine, the fabrics were good. In reality, I think I just need to make it longer and a proper foot box. This one was basically just a blanket, you know, I mean, it's my first kind of DIY project, so I wanted to keep it simple. But definitely will be making another one with a fully enclosed foot box and a little bit longer, and you know, actually kind of designed to be a more backpacking quilt compared to just a rectangular blanket. when I was coming out here, driving up in the car, I was kind of a little anxious about doing a longer hike on my own. Just, you know, like spending a lot of time on my own here in the woods, but pretty naive of me to think that on Labor Day weekend, on what is considered probably one of the most popular hikes in New England, that I was ever really gonna be alone. There are tons of people everywhere, and there were tons of people yesterday too. So, just kind of funny. A 360 degree view. Whew, man, that is absolutely awesome. 9:41 in the morning, been on the go for exactly 3 hours now. Whew, man, that's awesome. So I heard some interesting geology while I was up there on top of South Twin. It looks like it was a guide with doing like a hut-to-hut hike with some people, and he mentioned that what is now the ridge of the Pemi Loop used to be an ancient supervolcano that collapsed and created Owl's Head, which is a tiny little mountain kind of in the middle of this kind of circular ridge that makes up the Pemi Loop. So kind of cool little factoid there. By hiking the Pemi Loop, you're actually hiking the like ridge of the caldera of an ancient supervolcano. Cool. Straight up looks like I'm hiking through the forest moon of Endor out here. Literally 20 minutes ago, totally clear. Now, complete whiteout. Correction for all my Star Wars fans out there, not the forest moon of Endor. I'm thinking of the Dagobah system. Excuse me, forgive me. I promise I'll do better in the future. Setting off of Bond Cliff now, and this is probably where the trip goes from really exciting and really cool to maybe slightly tedious. I got like maybe 7-8 miles of just downhill or flat wooded hiking. You know, basically 3 hours of walking with not a whole lot going on. So yeah, just kind of plowing my way through it at this point. We'll see. I will bring you guys back if I see anything cool or if anything happens. Otherwise, perhaps the next time you see me, I will be walking along the river, getting ready to wrap this thing up. Thank you very much for coming along for the ride. This has been a very humbling trip. You know, I mean, the Pemi Loop is a very serious hike and definitely one of the most challenging hikes that I've done. But at the same time, I feel very, very proud to know that I was able to get it done and coming up on just a little under or a little over 30 hours in total. So feeling proud, had a great trip, love the views, but very much looking forward to going home and picking Anna up at the airport tomorrow morning. 30 some miles, probably close to 20,000 feet of total elevation change, and 29 hours and 30 minutes later, we're back at the car.